So to make the best money as a server or bartender, I strongly recommend traveling for the job. Become a traveling bartender or server. Now, to be a traveling bartender server, I mean go to the best spots in the country during their peak time, their busiest time, and just kind of live the best of both worlds. You're going to be in the best places during the best time of the year, and you're going to be super busy. So you're going to make a whole lot of money as a server bartender. You're going to be slammed from opening to close. And it's easy to get a job out there because literally everywhere is hiring during the spot's peak seasons. There's a lot of resort areas where they're only busy for 4 months out of the year. So for those 4 months, they have to staff people and they never have enough. So it's easy to get a job. Plus, you don't have to worry about hours because you could work 7 days a week if you wanted to, 7 doubles a week if you wanted to, because they need workers, they need bodies on the floor, and they need you. So go out to these spots, whether it be during the summertime, perhaps somewhere on the coast, Martha's Vineyard, Cape Cod, Nantucket, Destin, Florida, really anywhere on the coast. During the winter times, maybe South Florida, Naples, Boca Raton, or you could do the opposite during winter and go up somewhere in the mountains, which I like to do. Maybe do Aspen, Breckenridge, Vail, Colorado, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, somewhere like that. You go to these areas and you work them during their busiest times. You have unlimited amount of shifts to pick up. You have a very busy restaurant or bar, and you have people that have the money to actually tip good and the money to actually spend a decent amount of money. I've been a server or bartender now for about 10 years, and some of the places that I've worked, I've done Destin, Florida, right on the Gulf of Mexico, beautiful white sand beaches. I've done Vail, Colorado, up in the Rocky Mountains. I did that during the ski season from November through April. I've also worked Martha's Vineyard, which is an island off of Nantucket. It's right off of Cape Cod. Great money during the summer times. And then other than that, I'm in St. Louis. But in 2020, I do plan on going to a different city or state every 3 months and just working jobs during their peak times of operation. So now that I told you how to make the best money as a traveling bartender or server, and whenever I say best money, I mean you could be making $80,000 to $100,000 a year, and I'm not lying, just being a server or bartender, and that's going to the best spots. The only problem is getting housing. Now, housing can be hard to find in these places because it's limited housing. A lot of people have summer homes where they don't rent it out to, or they have winter homes where they just don't rent it out to. So housing's a problem. I do Craigslist rooms for rent. I know it's not for everybody. It could be a little bit sketchy to some people, but look, there's a lot of people who use Craigslist rooms for rent. Go to rooms/shared and look on there. Now you can find spots all over the world that kind of use the Craigslist app. And I always say, do your research though. I've been doing this for 5-6 years, and I've kind of been in the bad side of Craigslist and on the good side of Craigslist. And I've figured out kind of how to work with people and, who to work with. Because a third of the people on Craigslist are just going to be weirdos, and you have to avoid those people. A third of them are going to be very strict, and you have to avoid those people too. If you're working all the time and you're at somewhere, you don't need somebody who's very strict, who's going to text you while you're at work about one dish on the counter, or who's going to not let you bring friends over, or just someone who puts out bad vibes. You don't need that kind of anxiety in your life. But then a third of the people are going to be a really good fit. They're going to be 2 people who are just looking for a third roommate to help them with bills, or perhaps a mom whose kids moved out, so she turned her she turned her basement into an apartment, something like that. So just take your time, make sure you FaceTime the people, make sure they seem like a good fit, and then, get housing there and stay there for 3 months during their busiest season or during their peak season, make really good money, and then leave and go to the next spot and make really good money. Also, whenever you go to these spots for just 3 or 4 months, you set realistic goals that you could make and that you actually shoot for. If I'm going to be somewhere for 3 or 4 months, set your goals for $25,000 to $30,000 within those 4 months. So then you have something to work for. You have an actual realistic goal that you're going to see, and then you're going to hopefully accomplish that goal, take that, put it in the bank, and then go to the next spot and make all that money again. And just keep working, keep grinding, and keep hustling, and you'll make good money. Guys, that was my first video. So I'm terrible at editing. I'm figuring all of this stuff out. I'm not the best with technology, but I'm really figuring it out, and I'm learning something new. So if you guys like, subscribe. I'll take you guys around to the spots where I go to, which I plan on moving every 3 months to awesome spots. I'll break down for you the busiest times, what to expect, what the clientele's like. And, you know, I'll kind of just go to these spots and I'll break down the areas for you nice and simple. I'll do all the legwork. Like I said, I've already figured out kind of what to look for and what to avoid. Whenever I've been to a couple seasons, I've gone there during their slow time instead of their busy time. I've gone there 2 months before their prime time. You know, I've wasted my own time just being there when I shouldn't have been. So hopefully this channel will kind of help you guys out, pick places to stay, or, you know, just give you some serving advice. I plan on making different videos, at least doing a video a week for the next year or two, you know. So I'll be doing videos on serving, bartending, then I'll be doing videos on the places I go to, and then I'll also just be making videos that I want to upload. So thanks, guys. Subscribe to my channel, Serving and Swerving. Right on.